we want to take a look into social media. Very interesting. It sounds very interesting. I believe even sometimes when you're watching the TV, you have your phone and there's an app somewhere, and every time you're watching maybe like news, you're hooked on Bethan TV for health, on a health program, but something tells you that maybe on Facebook, maybe on Twitter, which is now X, and maybe on Instagram, something has come. Maybe you want to check your email, etc. Something tells you that, the mind tells you that there's something that is happening on your phone. And even when an extent people are eating and enjoying that delicious meal, someone feels like I should check on one of my social platforms. Anyway, we all know that it's very important to network, and that's why social media is becoming a thing. It's becoming an end thing. Everyone is on it. But then the question is social media a blessing in disguise? And tonight, in this very program, we're going to take a look at social media versus mental health. And in the studio, I take this pleasure to welcome Rona Namatovu, who is a community psychologist and someone, like I always say, speaks passionately about different issues that affect our lives. Mental health, relationships, name it. And tonight, she's here, looking great in gray and white. Very nice combination. I don't know, did you get that combination from social media?
No, I did.
You did?
But somehow, social media has very many tips.
Tips?
Yes, very many tips. So.
Very, very much interesting. Rona, you're very much welcome. And this is Back to Basics. And tonight we want to take time and explore social media and relate it to mental health. So to start with Rona, yes. I know you want to say hi to people. People always wait for you, especially on Wednesdays, knowing that Rona is coming. You can go ahead and connect with your people, and then we will take it from there.
Okay, thank you so much, Moses, for this opportunity, and thank you so much to each and everyone that has tuned into Bethan TV and is currently glued to Back to Basics. Rona Namatovu is my name, and it's always an honor for me to come to Bethan TV. And when I miss like a week, I feel like I've spent like a whole month. And when I tell people I'm going to be on TV today, they feel like, oh my God, we can't wait. So thank you so much to each and everyone that has tuned in to be with us, to learn with us, and to enjoy the evening with us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rona, and again, you're very much welcome.
Thank you.
Social media. What do we mean by social media?
Yeah. So I would want to think social media is more of a technology that is evolving. It's not something that has been around. Like, honestly, even me in primary, I didn't know about Facebook. I don't know if Facebook was there by that time, but I think it was, because that's like 2010. I feel like Facebook was there.
2010?
But, yes, 2010.
You were in primary?
I was in primary 6.
Wow.
Yes, I was in primary 6.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, social media is more of a recent technology that has come out.
I didn't know that 2010 you were in
primary 6.
Okay, it's very interesting.
So it sounds very young.
So you are in the Gen Z.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z.
You're a Gen Z.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z.
Yes.
Anyway, yes, I feel like this whole social media thing is the it thing right now, but it's not how it has been all the way. So this is, I want to call it more of an evolving technology.
Yes.
That is like the importance of social media, or what social media is. It is more of a platform for information, like creation. People are calling themselves creatives lately.
Yes.
We have information, we have like you share different things, you have the chance to do all those things. So social media is that technology that gives people that platform to do all those things. More so, it's more of a networking. It's more of a networking platform. Yes,
that's true.
It's a technology that is aimed at communication, sharing, creation, so many things behind that. Innovation. It's a technology that has so many benefits to it.
That's true.
That's the purpose of social media.
Social media. Yes, you're right. Social media. And definitely it's something. And I think some people now, they may not have even experienced it.
As they are growing up?
No, as in now, yes, it's kind of expanding and growing, but you'd find that some people may not they might know that it's there, but have not actually gone into using it, especially the older
that's like the
generation.
Smallest, I feel like that's like the smallest percentage, because if you go down to the statistics of the people using social media, it's almost 70% of the world's population. Everyone has adopted to social media. Everybody feels like they're not ready to be left out. Like even the old people, you might find that they're even more glued to social media than even the young ones. Because everyone is kind of curious, trying to find out what is there. Okay, when I type, when I go to Twitter, what is Twitter going to have? When I go to Facebook, what is the different thing? Like all of us are in that excitement of there is this new app. You go to TikTok. How does TikTok work? Like everybody's involved. You're going to find that people these days, you tell them I have a TV show, they're like, do you have a link? Can I watch it on my phone? Is that like, it's more of social media is
making like life easier, accessing information easier.
Exactly. Exactly.
I just remember this, like one of you guys got the village, and then you're with the old parents, and then someone calls on video conferencing, video WhatsApp, and then they see you. They're like, wow,
I can really see him.
Yes, he's here. I can see him, and then let me see your children, and the children say, and then the judges are like, wow, I can see them. So
there is that excitement around the good excitement. I think there is the good excitement around social media, and at some point it's not leaving out anyone. Not even the children. You find also the children are affected, the old people are affected, the married people, like it's a universal thing. Everybody somehow is taken up by a different social media platform. You may find you're not so much on Facebook, but you're going to be spending your time on WhatsApp. These days you call people, even if it's a business thing, they're like, text me on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Find me on this. So we find that social media is more of something that we are now caged. We are caged like chatkute. We either live with it in a healthy way, because it's not going anywhere.
Or it takes you.
Or it takes you with it.
Wherever it wants to take you.
So that's the thing. Social media
which I
think
here may sound very dangerous.
Yes.
Because yes, you're bringing in the different aspects of how we use it to benefit in different ways.
Yes.
We've talked of like communication and I think education. We started when I was like, did you get this style from? Because there's sometimes when you want something and you just go to YouTube and you type in, and then you find someone is explaining all the steps.
Everything. Actually, even in school. Like school, at some point you find people saying, me, it's the other Indian woman on YouTube that is teaching me this and this and that. Talk of cooking, like different skills. People are learning very many skills from social media.
Yeah, by the way.
And somehow it's limiting that bit of, now, how just do this on social media. So social media is like the it thing. Before you know it, social media is running our life. So much, so much. Like you wake up, the first thing you want to check your phone.
Yes.
As you're going to bed, the last thing you want to check is your phone. Like you said, people are moving, they're driving, but they're on the phone.
Yeah, there was a clip of someone who was driving a bus on WhatsApp.
Yeah, actually, yes,
I was arrested.
I saw that on Twitter.
Yes, I also saw that. But now, Rona, I think appreciating the advantages and the benefits of social media and all this technology. Naye still tulaba nti ereyo mu social media waliwo be babiddeyo, like there are those who have gotten either wrong information, those who think maybe are dating through there and then they land in Bafere, like something like misinformation, and you can actually run mad. And this evening, I just want us to focus on, yes, we do appreciate, honestly, the benefits.
Yeah, because there are actually very many. People are getting jobs.
But then, how does it now impact our mental health?
Yes.
On different aspects of life. Let's start from the younger children.
Yes.
Who uncontrollably may access these social media platforms. What do you think is the effect of social media in the lives of these young children?
Okay, so very, very glad to be discussing this. Most of us don't see the weight of social media actually. You know why? The father is taken up by social media. The mother is taken up by social media. You see, lately, the parent gets back home, they're tired, the child is back home from school, you see everyone is going to be either on their phone and the child is on the tablet. Yes, tablet zezi kuzabana. Omwana akaba kwata tablet, kwata simu, zanya game, ochitegera.
And you know, sometimes you see how the kid opens the tablet very quickly.
Like these kids are actually very okay with technology compared how we were. But they can manipulate these things, and the concern comes in. The parents are very comfortable. You know why they are comfortable? Because they are also in the boat of social media, so they don't see any harm for a child to have their eyes and their attention on the phone or the tablet, because it's the same thing the parent is doing.
Yes.
But the only thing that the parents are missing out is tatoya ulantiono mwana. You see, the way you the adult is going to see something on social media and you're like, actually, you can discern, no gamba, this is not good, this is not right. Then for the child, the moment they access the information, they don't have that, they have not yet grown to that level to discern and say, this information is not good, maybe this information is not right for me. So for the children, the fact that social media may have guidelines or restrictions, at the same time, we are moving at a very fast rate. These things can be manipulated. However much, like in most cases, I see even these tablets, before someone getting an app, they're going to tell you to get permission from someone older. You understand?
Yes.
But like I said, this thing of social media, we are all caged. However much you may buy a tablet or any gadget that has those restrictions, they can still be manipulated.
That's true.
And before you know it, because for the young children, like I said, when they access this information, at some point they don't know what to do with the information. They are taken up by the information, and before you know it, for the young children, the biggest impact they are getting is pornography. Pornography addiction, and pornography muvamo masturbation. You understand? And that is because this is already now a mental problem. You understand?
Yeah.
This child wakes up and the first thing in their mind, they want to go and watch something. Their productivity levels, their social levels, all of those are being controlled by the other addiction on social media.
On social media.
So you see that child is very okay, whether this is going on or not, they're in their bedrooms very comfortable. And for you as a parent, you're like, I have my peace. But you don't know the information that the children are accessing. Yes. And before you know it, these things are taking a toll on the mind of the children. So social media has an effect on the children. For the big person, at some point you can say something and you're like, I actually have a busy schedule, I may not spend so much time here. Let me just go through this, I scroll and get to this. But for this young child, their mind has not yet matured to that level of self-control. okitegeera ate kuye abalaba kipya nnyo bwafuna essimu nalaba ekitwagamba bannange you understand
Yes.
so they are taken up because also the parents are taken up. You know, it's very hard to help another person when you're
also in the same
yes,
boat.
you also need help.
You also need help.
Yes.
And yeah, it might be hard.
Yes, so the children are being very much affected, very much affected. That's one problem. The pornography addiction.
Yes.
Then also masturbation comes through. Then before you know it, the drugs also come through. You people, these children have access to media. They know drugs that you've never heard of. They know how to traffic drugs in a way you've never seen.
Because tips might be provided on one of the
they are accessing a lot of information. And you know the beauty with social media, all of us can be on media, but we are on different worlds. Like I was at a school last month and kids were discussing things and I didn't know. And at some point I'm like, am I growing old? Tandi sokadiwa? Over. You understand? Like the information kids are accessing at some point, it is so much fast-paced. Tetukyasala natambulira ku speed y'abo abaana. Omwana ayina essimu asobola okuba ng'amanyi ebintu nga nawe omuzadde tobimanyi. I'm telling you. Like I was with these children, Form 1s, Form 2s, but they was saying certain things nga sibitegeera. And in my head I'm like I'm not yet that old okubasingako, but they're discussing things sibitegeera. Now imagine them and their parents. The gap.
Yes.
These kids are accessing a lot of information.
A lot of information. And they tend to have a kind of accelerated maturity. They grow more than their age. And yeah, I think that's a problem in the society,
Yes.
definitely.
Of course, of course. Because at some point, you know, children do not learn by what you tell them. You're not going to tell a child sit down and they sit down. Have you seen these young children? You don't tell them sit down and they sit. At some point they do much of imitation.
Yes.
They love to imitate. They love to imitate. So you see, actually, I think you also watched that video. A video was circulating. So it was so sad. There were young kids like nursery and they were kissing. Because they are imitating at some point. Ningoloza information oyo bamujjawa. So social media eno abazadde tulina nnyo that bit of oyagala kuwa mwana wo ddembe, oyagala kufaanana nti no goli up to date, goyagala kufaanana nti
Or you're proud because your child is accessing those gadgets and using them. And you don't know the dangers.
They don't know. Like also the parents, we have to slow down. Because me, as I was growing up, like I was telling you, at some point I didn't know like over Facebook, over chi. I didn't know. And even getting the phone. I got my first phone. My first phone in my Form 6 vacation. So parents, we have kids in primary.
Yes.
And they're holding. Tewala bana ku success cards ze babawa masimu. Like this child's brain erina kubanga emanyi genda ku ssomero osome yigeno skill bona ava ku ssomero okole kino ne kino ne kino. But now you're already corrupting the mind of the child. They are getting distracted. They are getting off the normal way of how they're supposed to do things. And the parents are very comfortable. Abana abato tebasaana masimu. You can show your children love without giving them the phones. Because these kids are going to learn things. Namwe abazadde bitandika baswaza. You understand?
Yes.
Because they have not yet grown to that point. Wabawo ebintu ebimu nga nawe ng'omuzadde oyinza oswala obinnyonnyola omwana. Naye ng'omwana oyo akusinga n'obugezi mu eyo ensonga.
Wow. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've started by looking at this impact of social media in children, because we believe if you mess up children's right growing, definitely it might be hard to correct some of those mistakes. So it's better to get it right first time through controlling some of these applications and social media platforms, especially in children. We will take a break, but then when we come back, we'll continue now to look at social media and mental health, especially in adults. How does it affect in different aspects in regard to mental health? For now, let's have a very short break. We will be back.
Bethany TV for health.
House of Music Tusako! Gospel Legends Ndabiri December Hauko Imperial Real Hotel Okwina shinze mitwalo 10 emitwalo 2 nemeza milioni 2 nebo ogula aleba ticket yo ku FlexiPay ebera ya mitwalo 7 ne 15 nyiga kamunyenye 2 mwende mukadara ogoberera ndagiriro tokola program endala yonanga 2 December tangu tusinze nabayimbira nyimbe ziwanga denge mfudu ngazitunyumira no studio wemyoyo atenezi wangula na award bakulembedwa mu Betty na Maganda Robert Senyonga Betty na Chibuka Joseph Segawa Betty Mwanguzi Kero Musanyusa Jebi Katende the Gospel Light Crescendo Choir no line up magita gospel tikade kabiri Imami Idadi Bule mwetu waleko mune out tutendereze tusize Kale tuwane mu Gospel Legends inga 2 December ku Imperial Hotel Esa wa 12 zo regulo Bitege kedwa House of Music
Bethany TV for health.
Nze Christmas kyestasobola kugyerabirako olunaku lumu maama waffe yatuwa omukisa okugenda okwegulira ebintu kubanga edda abaana babaguliranga ebintu ku Christmas. Kati ku Christmas eno maama yawa bakulu baffe ssente tugende twegulire ebintu by'olunaku olukulu. Ffe bwe twatuuka mu katale nze ne ngamba bakulu bange bwe mba mugula engatto nze njagala kakondo ne ngenda ne nnonda kakondo empanvu bweti. Naye mukulu wange n'ambuuza onoosobola okugitambuza ne mugamba nja kusobola. Kakati munango olunaku lwa Christmas we lwatuuka nga tukeera ku makya edda akagendo kabanga kawanvuko okuva wako okutuuka we tusabira. Munange mba ntambula ngenda mu kanisa oba ku kanisa olunaku olwo akakondo ne kakutukako. Naye kye sitagenda kwerabira mwana wattu nze nagaana okugyamu akakondo natambula nako nga nkongojja paka ku kanisa n'amadda. Sirerabira lunaku olwo. Mbagala nnyo mwena abala Bethany TV amanya gange nze Winnie Mbabazi omuweereza wa program Be Hopeful wano ku Bethany TV okuva ku sawa 3 paka 5 ez'okumakya. Mwekumire ku Bethany TV kubanga bingi nnyo nnyini ddala bye tubategekedde. Mbaagaliza Christmas ennungi n'omwaka 2024 ogujjudde emikisa.
YoTV Super App presents the Black Friday Trolley Dash. Simply subscribe to any of the bundles. When you subscribe for a month, you have 20 chances in the draw. For a week subscription, you get 7 chances. And for a day, you get 1 chance. The winner will be getting 200,000 shillings worth of shopping at Mega Standard Supermarket throughout November. The Black Friday Trolley Dash, proudly brought to you by Mega Standard Supermarket, YoTV, and Bethany TV for health. Introducing Medical Minds with Dr. Andabati.
And these tubes can be so delicate that sometimes they get damaged. Some people have gotten the damage because they have undergone some operations. So damage to the tube system is one of the big problems we also do see.
The groundbreaking show that takes you behind the scenes of the medical minds.
You will explore cutting-edge treatment and technologies revolutionizing reproduction health.
Now in retrograde ejaculation, we get damage to the junctional valves, which I could say.
Learn about the science behind fertility, contraception, and emotional journeys that several women trek.
Every Sunday, 8 p.m., live on Bethany TV.
kyezikira ku Christmas ezeta nadala nga nkyali muto kwali kuliya na kugenda muzune kweno Christmas particularly gyezijukira mwaka sikyagujukira nalye emmere n'endya akabuto ne kakubako nekindetera otulo kati ngenda okuzukuka nga bagenze dda muzune bakomawo eyo Christmas sigenda kugyerabira nze Prisnick Akaikai presenter wano owa Sunset Lounge ku Bethany Television kwagaliza sekulu ennungi ne omwaka omujja ogw'emirembe wano ku Bethany kyetwenyumirizamu ennyo kuba TV ya byabulamu era nkusuubiza ntujja kuweereza embeera zonna amawulire ebisanyusa bizimba naye nga byonna byetolerawo ku byobulamu bwo twagala obeera n'obulamu obweyagaza n'abo abakwetolodde. Merry Christmas and a healthy New Year.
Bethany TV for health.
We are happy and glad that again you're joining us on this show Back to Basics as we discuss social media and mental health. Also, I want to remind you that Bethany Santa Omugabe is around the corner this Christmas season, and giving gifts and receiving gifts is one of our love languages. It's very, very important to receive a gift. And I think when you receive something, you're happy. And at Bethany TV, we will do that. And Bethany Santa Omugabe is there to brighten your Christmas season. Just keep watching. And every time you spot Bethany Santa Omugabe, you just call in. And also follow the socials. You will be able to answer a few questions, very simple, and then you enter into a draw, Bethany Santa Live, that will help you to win one of the hampers that has very many goodies for this Christmas season. Welcome back. The topic is still social media and mental health. Before we looked at how it impacts children, but now we want to go into the adults. How does social media, involving in social media, and I think excessive, or if it's not controlled, kind of irrespective of the benefits and the advantages that we earlier discussed, how does it impact our daily lives, especially mental health? Rona.
Okay. Yes, once again. But I wanted us to, like, I know some parents will be angry. They'll be like, this one is a Gen Z, but she's not supporting. She's not liberal. I'm very liberal, but we were actually discussing during the break. You can give the child a phone, but with regulations. You understand? Talk to your child. On this phone, you may access different information.
But you see, I hear you, Rona, but I want to also echo that the regulations, yes, they are there, but it's hard to implement.
It's hard to implement, but do you know that if you talk to someone before they go into something, you're preparing them for what they are going to find. You understand? Because this you're giving your child a phone, but at some point they don't know. They don't know what is there. The world is moving at a very, very fast rate. To the point, parents were scared to talk about sex before. Yes. But here we are. We have to educate our children about homosexuality. It's that bad. You understand? Like, imagine your child, they get a phone and somehow they land on such information.
They land on such information, and
they
if you
don't know what to do.
They will still find out.
Yes.
And wrongly.
Exactly. Yep. So it's better you prepare them. You tell them, this and this you may find, but it's not the right thing. Because if you don't tell someone, they may never know what is right and what is wrong. We are not going to stop parents from giving their children phones at some point, but talk to your children. Talk to them. Yes. So.
Wow, thank you for that. Definitely, we may not stop, but I think we have to provide information and let everyone know that
you regulate.
It's not right. If you can't regulate, you better stop. not give them phones, because it might be hard. And one interesting thing, like we are talking about these young people, they know much
more than
most
even
of their
us.
parents.
Yes.
So it might be hard for you to even regulate and control something you don't know.
Because they did tell them before giving them the phones.
Oh, we are born when, I mean, you know, like you said before, the advent of technology and phones, it's kind of increasing. So you find the older generation, no, our parents, by the way, they didn't have access to that, and they still find it
Moses,
to use the phone.
That's not an excuse for you as a parent to say, maybe I don't want to actually landmark on it as an excuse.
Yes.
You may not have to first experience. Maybe you also go to the different sites and the different wrong information that is on social media for you to understand there is wrong information. Because you already know as a parent.
Yes.
Even before you experience it. So I feel like the parents at some point we already at a disadvantage. Ntino abana bano tubazalide mu era etambula speed
but kumanya
yes.
things concerning technology, and they are easily adaptable to some of these things that come than us.
Exactly.
The fingers are a bit rigid.
Yes. So some other parent may not be fast-paced as the child, but you as the parent, do you know that you're the one raising your child, not the social media. So social media is just, and it should be just a small component. You understand?
Yes.
But if the parent doesn't stand up as the person raising this child, then they are letting the social media raise the child. So my point is not just about social media. My point is the parents should still be the focal point for raising their children. Because,
that's true.
Yes, the focal point. Let me tell you, however much your child, because at some point, Moses, you see, your daughter may grow, asome PhD, asome chi, atukenga mugezi nyo in a certain point, but still you're the father. You understand? You still have like, you can still tell this person something and they will listen. So the parents, some parents, from experience, batandika okutya abaana. Sagala kunyiza mwana. You understand? Then you're the parent. Where are you living your child? You understand? So parents should still be the focal point. Tell your child, sawa weziti ojja kuva ku simu ogirete mu kisenge. Sikuganye kwesa media. Naye kati mbulira onafuna di access mu lunaku. Kuba kati I'm sure during the day you have things you're doing. Onafuna di ofunenga 2 hours you're comfortable on your phone. Nkugamba sawa nya ulete simu mu kisenge.
Why not stop it completely and don't give the phone?
No,
especially in the early years. Why would you give the phone?
At some point we have to be we have to be realistic. The parent is going to tell you, my child is growing. They're getting exposed. Now they know more about the phone. Sagala musajja yabawo mwana wange simu, let me buy the phone for them. You understand? So we understand the parents. If you cannot stop, then regulate.
Regulate.
And if you cannot regulate, then stop.
Then stop it.
Exactly.
And until maybe when the
child is ready.
Yes, the child is ready. Yes, Arona, let's now continue and look at, we are now adults. And there's all this excitement of maybe I've started working and I can afford to buy a phone, a nice phone that I can install all these apps, no limitation. And I have the money. No one is even telling me to stop using the phone. Yes, no one is telling me.
You have a charger, you have a power bank, you have a Wi-Fi, you have
everything. The speed, internet speed, connectivity is super, and you can do anything, and you have these friends all over. The camera is nice. You can even record yourself, do those
TikTok
clips,
videos.
And I think I have some of those. I think I've seen some of the TikTok.
The TikTok videos.
Yes. Maybe it was another lady. Yeah. So we are now in that category. You're married, and probably you also have these platforms and you think you can get tips on how you can do your marriage better. But anyway,
Yeah.
in that circumstance for the adults and the people and the society at large, how do we see social media impacting specifically mental health?
Okay, thank you. I would say social media is the it thing. I want to emphasize that. And nobody should feel bad for using social media. You understand? Let me tell you, you cannot run away from social media at this point. You cannot. Ojja kubeera wano oyagala laba bayogeddeyo kachi. Like somehow it is there. Ojje wala wano ogisanga wano. And now like for the adults, teri akugambako gwe yegulira data, esimu yiyo, oteka no connecting ku laptop, no connecting abalaba connecting ku simu, na connecting a flat screen. Like everywhere you're using internet. You can imagine. But however much there is that excitement, because I also feel like sometimes boba badova ku mulimo nokamba today no internet policy, I'm concentrating on work, nokola was wela 5 swi no yangu anoteka ko ati data like that excitement
yacha bazinga najifunira mu muntu I didn't watch the whole thing, but I'm well informed.
Exactly,
because you see this clip then and you know highlights. They get the
somehow you don't want to sit and prolong the whole thing. So social media is good. And
let me first give you this example. Sometimes there's when you're out or somewhere like in a hotel and you see this nice either couple or a guy and a girl, like you've seen maybe either they are still young dating or it's a couple like they have come out, and the moment they sit
they want to snap the food.
So first bulyomu najayo esimu like busy natandika natandika, like it takes like even minutes and you are like, but these guys came out but they are not talking, they are busy on phones, on social media, and you even see someone smiling because there are those clips which are nice. So that's how far we are moving with this
with
thing.
social media. So it has a very big impact on our mental health. Very big impact on our mental health. You see, what happens with our mind, when you do something today, like I always say, you wake up in the morning, maybe you post, you understand. The next day you do the same thing. Somehow, if you miss a day without doing it, your mind is going to be reminding you, kali kali, oshegera, kali kali, oshegera. And before you know it, social media is now like a very big part of your life. Like we started, social media is just a platform for sharing information, for communication, for networking, for innovation. Social media should not define your life. Don't let it define your life. Like me, I even feel angry sometimes. I see people carrying phones to church.
And waba Bible.
Labayo. Put it on the online Bible. Like media has everything.
Why Bible? Na yora wagovaga and those mu church. Nga opening a Bible, no pop up. Something has happened in Kampala. I think something tells you. So it's a distraction.
It's a distraction. And like I actually posted on my WhatsApp.
I told you that I've seen you somewhere.
No.
But wait. First of all, you're Gen Z. You said you're Generation Z.
What I posted was social media. We go on social media at some point to distract ourselves. Like you're bored, you go. You understand? You feel like this, you go. You just use social media as a distraction, like something to divert you from, let me say you're stressed, you're having a long day, you're like, kangenda ko ku TikTok. Because I also enjoy scrolling through TikTok. You understand? Ogamba kandabe ko ku TikTok, no sanga yo video, no seka, babuzobo sekachi. But at some point, it is a distraction, it is distracting you from something. But before you know it, if it is not managed in the right way, it becomes a distraction. This distraction of it is destructive. Ekukosa. You understand?
So at first you said it would help to distract
from stress.
From things like stress, which is I think okay.
Yes, yeah, it's okay. Kuteka mood where you know and all that.
So how does it now
become
go to
a distraction?
Yes.
That distraction area could diverting, then we have that distraction that destroys you. You understand? First and foremost, we find solace in social media. Gundi bwakunyiza. Ogamba kanegendere kuki ku social media. Nerabira kino ndabe kiri. You understand?
Bogendayo osanga bogera nti ofa kinensi.
Ngoseka. And in your head you're like, oh baba antegedde no kutegera. You know there is a way you open a feed and ogenda babulche bogera kigenda ne mood yo. And you're like, actually yeah, batufu. So you find solace. But before you know it, social media kukwata nekuteka mukasonda like this, you become very lonely. You understand? Omuntu akubira esimu, let's go out. Ogamba kati ngende out. Like it kaneberere kusimu yange. You understand? You feel like you're so comfortable. Kusimu yo. You feel like I can talk to people, I can do this. Omupira buli kimu kikusanga kusimu yo.
Events ozirabirawo.
Before you know it, social media is isolating you from people. You know these things happen to us unconsciously.
That's true.
You become comfortable and before you know it, tekufudde bufuzi nti ekutaddemu isolation nobeera lonely. Ekuraziza ofuse addict owa social media. Waliwo abantu abamu nga ajja kulema okulya emmere agule data. Enjala ennuma ndi musanyufu.
Naye at least nga ataddeko data.
Nga ataddeko data. Nga manyi ekigenda mu maaso. But when you sit back and reason it out, does it really make sense for you to load data? Ogambe nti nze data wange taggwako. Data bwaggwako mba sirina bulamu. Haven't you heard such statements? Nze bannange mba sirina data, sirina mirembe, sirina bulamu. And if you sit back nga gwe omuntu, after saying those things, tulaba nti waliwo ekitali kituufu with your mental health. Psychologically,
yes.
Psychologically, you're married to social media.
Like this.
You're married. Nze nali ndwadde kankunyumize.
Kulwa social media.
Kulwa social media. Nga tugende eyo nalina omukolo. Nga tugende eyo masaka muda. Kati I was there ku Saturday, twagenda Saturday kiro. Nga tulina vayo ku Sunday ekawungezi. Omukolo gwali gwa Sunday, so we traveled Saturday night. Moses nga teri internet, nga teri network.
N'olira obulamu.
Nepulira ngo obulamu tebuliwo. Kuba nali nyambadde twali ku mukolo nga njagala bwemba nyambala.
Okuteka ku status.
Location. Tekwali network nali sikirabangako. Like ngandaba something is missing. Waliwo ekitali kituufu. Okubeerawo nga wamanyira oyagala kuscrolling otekeko data olabe kyoyagala okitegeera kankubuulireko. You even remember that time where they put a ban on social media during that time for elections?
Actually, even
twalinga abali mu exile. Twalinga abali mu exile. Ngolabira ddala tekisoboka okubeeraawo ng'essimu teriiko notification. So you see, this social media, it's destroying the actual social connection.
But do you know that what's surprising after like that moment where you feel you've missed a lot and because maybe there's no internet connection and you struggle or your battery is out and then
people
the phone
move
is
with
off
power
and
banks,
then you struggle after like charging and what you check there's nothing.
But somehow you get the relief.
Yes.
Ochiman, you're like,
there's nothing. No WhatsApp message. There's nothing probably.
Always no sanga nga bakutaddeko ne blue tick. No nyigira ddala. Omutima ne gukulumira ddala. So social media.
That's why some girls bwe babuuza bagamba for them they are on mobile money. Not on Facebook, no Twitter. I'm on mobile money.
So you see, social media etandise taking up because mental health is not just the mind. actually. It's not just the mind. Because for us, we look at mental health in a more social, psychological and emotional way. Oshtegera. Gwe omuntu okubeera psychologically fine, emotionally well. Oshtegera. And like when you're fine socially, it starts from your mind. You understand? It starts from the mind. How you feel is going to start from what you're thinking about. How you act still. You understand?
Yes.
So if it is not well catered for, it goes just beyond affecting your mind. Ogeno laba, onyize, mood swings, ofunye mood swings zotategeera, lwakuba omuntu oba ku blue tickings. Okitegeera, n'onyiiga, oli awo, muli wantu, you're supposed to be having fun, owulira essimu yo weba teriiko, obulamu tebuliiwo. Okitegeera, meaning mentally, social media is taking from you. And social media is taking from us, you people. Actually, I wanted to share. I take some time off media. But the moment I put on, and I'm not alone. Like yes. When you take time off, like weekend, you people, media. You refresh, you get that time for yourself. The moment you put that data, now you remember. What is that? That's anxiety.
That's anxiety.
Social media in anxiety. Etuvuga speed. Katibaba dawo. Didn't you see the royal wedding? Did you see on media?
Yes, on media. Yes, I got all the updates on media.
Batandikira ongana mwe batandikira batwalira mu rachi namwe temufumbira rachi. Nogamba bana. Katale tubakoze eki. Single people, you deserve to die.
Social media.
Social media. Ebintu bitandikira omuntu atandika bulira bubi.
Omanyi, I hear like especially abafumbo kusanga nti even on bed like
people are using their phones.
Yes, and
yes, social media is stealing from us. Like nze nkyogera nga nkikakasa. While you're at that point of sadness, social media let us sadness. Sadness ey'amaanyi eva kuki oluusi tuwe comparing n'abantu because of the like social media has its pressures. Okitegeera ogenda olaba gundi yakoze kino bano bali bakola kiri then you like bannange
abaana balina
bakuvuga speed
abaana balina 6 pack gwengeyo
1 pack no kwa amaanyi okitegeera social media ine ebintu bingi ebigivaamu. We have insomnia. People are not sleeping. Why do you go to bed with your phone?
Just to keep connected. And
what are you
keep
connecting
updated.
to? You're supposed to have a healthy routine. Nekati social media, it's depriving you from your sleep. Or scrolling over ku WhatsApp, bolaba nga twakuweereza message, nogenda ku Instagram. Nova ku Instagram, nogenda ku TikTok. Novayo, nodda ku WhatsApp ate. Novayo, nodda ku YouTube. Like obwongo buno ogenda olaba nga obwongo nabwo bwennyini. Butukanga bulina mu chaos.
And olaba ku kitanda like someone has been tired and then after eating, maybe showering and is rushing and is like now I can relax on bed.
But how are you relaxing with the phone?
All the updates there. By the time you wake up, you know what happened around you and in the world.
But still you need to sleep. We cannot move on the same pace with social media. Social media sigale ekola like buli dakika ye sigale ekola. So if you think you're going to run ku pace yemu ne social media, one of you has to like slow down.
WhatsApp last seen at 2 2 a.m. as in
why don't you sleep?
Last seen at 2 or someone sends a message at around 2 and you find it in the morning. Yeah. So, Rona, I know it's quite interesting and a lot. What should we, as we conclude, what's just in a line or two, what message are you leaving to the viewers and listeners?
Okay, the message I want to leave with all of us, the people that have tuned in today is that let's not run away from the fact that social media has a negative impact on our mental health. Or if I'm to put it right, excessive use of social media has a very negative impact on our mental health. To the point when you actually go around and read more about it, there is suicide that is coming from cyberbullying. Oli nebamu kolako cyberbullying neyechawa nasola nokwetta. And when we talk about these things, people may feel like, that's far-fetched. But you're spending most of your time on media. What you invest your time in at some point is also going to impact you. So limit the time you give social media. Create a healthy routine for your media. Then nature abantu bem following a social media. Change your feed. They're like those negative things. You follow people, like I said, a content way, ali negative, gwokererako, olabe ebintu biri negative. Before you know it, those things, whatever you see, it's getting registered in your mind. So you have to be careful what you're digesting.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much, Rona. Definitely, social media, like we're saying, it's a blessing in disguise. You just have to be discernful, to know what is right and what is wrong. Get what would help you, but then be able to know that social media shouldn't be a substitute to social interactions.
Yes.
We are socially connected and we are social animals, and therefore it shouldn't be substitutes. Like you put it right, it's robbing us, it's stealing us.
It's stealing from us.
Our natural connection. So be on the watch, but social media is here to stay. We only need to watch and be able to know this is what we are supposed to do and this is what we are not supposed to do. Control it so we can benefit from it, but also keep our mental health status very, very positive. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of Bethan TV for Health. And this is Back to Basics. In the studio, it has been Rona and Moses. And for now, we'll say good night. See you tomorrow.